Good morning. It's day 12. Just left my campsite. It's been a good number of years since I've been camping, especially in a small tent, and I have to say it wasn't too bad. I think I'll probably do a little review on the tent. The tent was fantastic. I think I've just grown a little bit accustomed to sleeping with big pillows and things like that. So ailments. Let's see, yesterday I managed to get a heat rash on my, at least I think it's a heat rash, on my ankles. The last time I had that was when I did Land's End to John O'Groats, and I'd been absolutely caning the miles. Yeah, it took me a good number of days to brutalise my ankles in the way that I've managed to do it in just one day. And I have no idea how I managed to do it. Little picture coming up on screen of my lovely ankles and feet. So if you're squeamish, look away. There you go, you can look back now. And yeah, off to, I did a bit of route recalculation yesterday as well. So I can only get as far as Ditton today, to a campsite in Ditton, or Dinton, just north of there anyway. So it's going to be about 16-mile day today. However, that means if I was to carry on following the route that I'd pre-planned, the day tomorrow would have to be around 28 miles. And given the damage I've done to myself, I'm not sure that's the best idea to attack that. So I made an alternative route yesterday, which is more direct, but again, you know, we've been here before. Problem with doing direct routes is they have a tendency to take you down nasty roads. I'll see. I think it's going to have to be a case of see how I feel tomorrow morning when I wake up. We're only a few miles in, but so far it's been this lovely straight track through the woodlands. Just been listening to the wind in the trees and the odd bird here and there. It's not a lot not to like. There's a Roman road that I walked into Pitton on, which went across, you know, play fields and went down, you know, turned into roads and then back into tracks and fields, but ultimately, you know, you could still trace the path out. It was still a Roman road by all accounts, and I'm wondering if this is the same. Might even be the same track, the same road. Doing as I'd promised myself and taking a little break here, and as we come down the track you can see it's just absolutely pin straight, so I really am thinking this is a Roman road. And as we go up over the canopy you can see it's just glorious countryside for miles upon miles. It's absolutely amazing here. I've seen 2 runners this morning and a cyclist. It's 8:45 now, so I should imagine people are on their way to work already or already at work. And if you're one of those people, I'm dreadfully sorry. That sounded a bit smug. I'm going to have to go back to work one day. But for the time being, let's just enjoy this lot. What a marvellous place. found a nice log pile to have a sit down and contemplate the world for 20 minutes or so. I'm not sure what the weather wants to do. I don't know whether we're going to have rolling showers again today or what, but it wasn't a bother yesterday. It's actually quite nice when you've got a little bit of a smattering of water on you, because it's quite refreshing. But yeah, we'll see what today brings. I think it's nice and cool. We're in the woodlands, so it's nice and cool anyway. It wasn't cold last night when I was sleeping, so it's really quite comfortable. It's Clarendon Palace, or what's left of it. It's a medieval ruin. I'm just going to read some bits and pieces off of Wikipedia for you as we fly over it. It's Clarendon Palace is medieval ruin, and it's east of Salisbury. The confiscation and decay. In 1649, the execution of Charles I resulted in the confiscation of Clarendon Palace by Parliament following the restoration of Charles II in 1660. The park passed briefly into the hands of George Monk, and then in 1664 to Edward Hyde, who, apparently in anticipation of acquiring the estate, had already in 1661 taken the title Earl of Clarendon. A new mansion, Clarendon Park, was built in a classical design elsewhere in the park in the early 18th century. Abandoned, Clarendon Palace, the one that you're looking at, deteriorated, and by the 18th century the ruins survived only as a romantic eye-catcher in the landscape and as a simple farm building. Nicholas Pevensner wrote in 1963, "Today Clarendon is a tragedy. A footpath leads into the wood. One threads one's way through elder and wild clematis. A solitary old iron notice board of the Ministry of Works indicates that one has arrived. One crag of walling stands up. All the rest is back to its sleeping beauty." Just passed through the city of Milford. It's really, really nice there. I was enjoying myself. So I've just left the lovely little city of Milford. I've managed to get some painkillers down me, so I'm starting to feel a little bit more lively, which is a good thing, obviously. My feet feel less like tenderized steak, and now they just ache, which is fine. We're following some wetlands here, and it's really lovely. Very popular with the locals. The last section was anyway, but now we're kind of out the other side, and I think as we're moving away from the city, it's becoming more and more ours again. So it's just you and me at the moment. Noticing a lot of fields have been left to go to like meadows purposely for the insects and wildlife. It just means the birds have got a plethora of food to choose from, and so more food, more birds, just more wildlife in general. I didn't manage to get it on camera earlier, but there was a huge hare in the middle of the path when I was in the woods this morning, the woodland this morning, just before the ruins, and it's huge. But I think it was more scared of me than I was of it. But I fear it should have been the other way around. I reckon it could have done some damage. So this is going to be a nice leisurely walk now. So let's see how it goes. So we're now in Wilton. I've removed my necklace, by the way, because I realised that it was doing the old tap tap tap. So apologies for that. So we're in Wilton. There's not been a lot of recording for this second half of this walk. Reasons are twofold. One, I've taken you through some towns, Wilton being one of them. Lots and lots of traffic. And secondly, I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling. So yeah, I mean, I want to carry on, but I'm having to keep. I have to keep stopping and taking my shoes and socks off and just massaging my feet. I'm really not sure what's gone on with those yesterday and today, but it doesn't seem to be getting better. But hey ho, these things are sent to try us. We're now going to head up back into the hills. So hopefully that'll take us away from the traffic. Let's see what happens, shall we? So we've escaped the rat race once again and found ourselves with a load of piggies. Although these don't look as happy as the ones at Gate Farm a few episodes ago. But yeah, it's now we're out of the really busy people everywhere sort of place. My mind's a lot calmer. And plane overhead. You can deal with things a lot better. I wouldn't say they're less physically stressful at the moment. My feet hurt and blah blah blah. But because you can kind of be with your own thoughts about it, much easier to control. It doesn't become quite as overwhelming. Something to be said for that, isn't there? The views are helping as well. Okay, we have just done the highest point of the day and I gave you some really stunning views. Unfortunately, I didn't hit the record button. So, are we recording now? Let me double check. Yes, we seem to be. Happy days. I was going to put up on screen about here just to show you the undulation that's left, and some of that is going to be road section going to the campsite. So I'm probably going to leave it here, and I wanted to say thank you for watching. Could you leave a little thumbs up if you liked it? In fact, a thumbs up if you didn't think it was rubbish, so that YouTube knows that this might be content that it would like to share on its lovely algorithm. So it'll give me the impetus to film more and improve things and get fitter. Okay, day 12 we'll assume is done. I've made it to my campsite. They've got a tuck shop, an Honesty tuck shop here. Full kitchen with utensils at my disposal. So I've just spent a few quid on some comfort food, and it's gone a long way. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep well tonight.